whatever you want to use social media for, it is what you get from it. Those of us that we have the understanding of the positive use of social media, the first thing we should do is not to allow the knowledge to just end with us. Let us retrain others.
Don't be agent of destruction. Fake news, what you didn't see, you say you saw, and just something that happened 5 years ago, you bring it just happening. No. That's what we see in social media.
When it comes to entertainment in the world, Nigeria comes first, and that's for a fact. Change begins with me. Government wants a change. Parents also want a change. Youth, young people, we also want change. The society together, we want change. So basically, social media helps to amplify voices and in advocacy.
A very warm welcome to you all for hooking up to a Hillis Talk Show. Many thanks to God. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Work at being different. Say something, somebody.
My name is Grace. Work at being different. It simply means to me, do your best to be unique and outstanding.
My name is Odedin Ogbero. Work at being different. To my understanding, you have to be exceptional, be positive, and be excellent in whatsoever you do.
My name is Ogene Sume. Work at being different. What I understand by this is that you have to be authentic, original, and maximize your peculiarity in a positive way. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the answers provided for that teaser. Work at being different. For me, in a positive dimension. That's what we're talking about. Be different in your mannerism. Be different in your approach to issues. Be different in wherever you find yourself. Is it in office space? Is it in the classroom, in school? Is it even at home? Be different. When you have stubborn brothers and sisters, be different. Don't join them. Work at being different. Make yourself different. Make yourself useful. Make yourself relevant wherever you find yourself. As young man and young lady growing up. Very, very key. So that it can be an example people can even, say, okay, why not emulate so and so person? Look at how Jumbo behaves. He's very different. Even in the community or the environment where you find yourself, where you live, you are different. Where they are making trouble, making noise, you come as a peacemaker. So be different in all areas of your life. And if you work at being different, I work at being different, you work at being different. In fact, this society will be a nice place for us to live in. Don't you think so? All right, we'll start from there. We'll continue from our topic for today. Indeed, dispensation and age. Social media and internet is the way to go, no doubt. But however, be very, very careful. There is a pitfall somewhere. Social media advocacy and youth reforms is the topic for today's discussion. It's time for a break, and when we come back, the guests will be introduced. Please don't go away. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
In case you're just joining us, the topic again is social media advocacy for youth reform. And with me in the studio is a youth advocate. Let's make welcome Victor K. Adogbajale.
Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Before discussion proper, please follow us on social media handles are displayed on the screen. Victor, you're welcome again.
It's my pleasure, ma.
Very quickly, brief introduction, definition, and perspective on this subject matter.
Victor Kolade Adogbajale is my name. The Public Relations Officer to the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter. as we know, we are in the digital age, we are in the modern age, and we cannot do away with internet and social media. And when it comes to advocacy, as young people also, if we are not there in the seats of power yet, we have something in our own power, which is the social media, where we can also make a change. I see social media as a tool, a digital tool for information, communication, education, mobilization. Whatever you want to use social media for, it is what you get from it. That's it.
He just made a salient point here. He said, whatever you want to use social media with is what you get from there. But like you know, in this platform, we always ask you to go to the positive side. That's why I said, be careful in my introduction of the usage of this social media that is in our fingertips. But please use it wisely. Go to the sections that are defying, the sections that will help, not the section that will destroy. That is always the advice from this platform and from Achilles. All right, impacts on social media, on youth engagements and reforms, what are they?
Yeah, as you have said, we have the positive impact and the negative impact. And as we, as young people and as this organization also, we always encourage positive impact. So more of the positive impact is if we look closely on our social media, we understand the positive impact on young people and their businesses. We can see that a lot of young people don't actually have a physical shop or shoplet or outlet or whatever the case may be, a company, but then they use social media as their own warehouse. A lot of people have goods worth of millions, tens of millions, billions. They don't even have a physical shop. So that is one of the positive impacts of social media. And also in amplifying voices of young people, we understand that not everybody can be at Aso Rock to go and tell Mr. President that, okay, this is what we want. Not everybody can be at Marina, the Lagos house. Not everybody will be at Alausa to go and say, okay, Mr. Governor, this is what we want. Mr. Deputy Governor, this is what we want. But we have the social media. Everybody is on social media. Social media is a community for everybody, both the person inside and people on the street. Everyone is on social media. So it helps to amplify our voices as young people, and it helps to pass out information, because nobody is going to come to anybody's doorstep to say, all right, something is going on at so place. It is on social media. We see it currently. PVC registration is going on, and it is being spread across the social media. I can say for a fact that many people who are going to register for the PVC this period, over 80% of them actually got information from social media, not even one-on-one conversation or engagement. So social media has so many positive impacts, and I will just mention a little of the negative impacts, just like the cyberbullying, the cybercrime, rumors, and fake news. Let me just limit it to that.
All right, thank you so much for outlining all these points to us. We know that for everything in life, anyway, not only social media, there's always good and bad of it. But we always encourage for people to make use and maximize that good passion, that good portion, that's positive side of it. Like you mentioned, it gives information, and it truly through social media. As I stay here now, I can reach anywhere because social media. So that is very. But the other aspect you mentioned, fake news. Don't be agent of destruction. Fake news. What you didn't see, you say you saw, and just something that happened 5 years ago, you bring it just happening. No. That's what we see in social media. We are causing more confusion instead of you to see how we can make peace and make people to feel happy. Some people start panicking from nothing. So some things that happen, pictures that happen, things that happened years ago, start bringing them up as a youth. No, that's not what I send you to do. That's not the good aspect of using the internet. All right, I'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. Still discussing social media advocacy for youth reforms. That takes me to the next question, Victor. What are the roles of social media in youth reforms and activism?
Okay. As I've mentioned earlier, social media is a digital tool that actually amplifies whatever you do, either good or bad. So when it comes to policy reforms, this will take me back to a couple of weeks back. when there was a policy gathering, stakeholder gathering, both at the House of Representatives and at the Senate House, which for Southwest, which was held at Ikeja. So this social media helps us to amplify our views and our voices. I also represented the youth sphere to deliver a memorandum, and from what we discovered is that most of, let's say, over 75% of our memorandum was gotten from views of people, which we did from maybe engagement on social media, Twitter space, and so whatsoever, because we cannot always have a everyday engagement. We cannot always have everyday program to say, okay, what are, so we always have platforms on social media to hear people's views. We can say, okay, we are the youth, we are closer to the government, we do this. We have people that do not even know what government is. We have people on the street that don't even have places. So my own view, my own point of view is different from other people's point of view. So definitely we need a place that brings everybody together. And that is why we have the social media. So it helps to amplify, and it also helps to observe, because sometimes people that are amplifying their own, let's say, franchise, exercising their franchise, let's say, for example, they have bad road network, they have a poor water system, and they cry out. So let's take, for example, let's say, for instance, I am a representative in government. I might not even know. It might be happening in my next community, and I don't even pass through that place, and nobody's coming to tell me. But I can be going through X space, that which is formerly known as Twitter, one day, and I see that, okay, the community next to me, they don't even have good roads. Meanwhile, I told the other roads. So it helps to observe, and it also helps to engage in reform. So basically, social media helps to amplify voices and in advocacy.
And through social media, actually, you reach a wider scope, because you reach so many people. But if you are to, to convert people together, few may be in attendance.
And it's even cost more.
And more cost effective.
Yeah.
But when social media, like, information goes far and near or wide, whatever word you want to use, for people to make their contributions, that is very, very good. And also help them to come together too. Like you mentioned, now there are different groups of youth groups, different places, trying to discuss things that how to concern the nation, how they can make Nigeria to become good, how you can participate fully in the leadership and all that. So those are some of the areas that social media is very, very good. And all right, so how do we now use social media to address social vices in the community?
That's a very, very germane question.
Yes.
So first thing is, I would like to say, one thing we have to do first is that those of us that we have the understanding of the positive use of social media, the first thing we should do is not to allow the knowledge to just end with us. Let us retrain others. Yes. In advocacy, we call something train the trainers. Yes. So whatever knowledge you have, you also try to engage in reorientation and all of that. So there are different ways to use. One of it, we did a program recently in my local government. We call it digital advocacy. So that digital advocacy, what we did was, that was in 2023, just a few days before the general elections. So what we did was just to ensure that people, because we know that period is a very, very sensitive period. If you go on the street to go and say, okay, this person has done bad, I'm not going to vote, it can cause chaos. Yes. So, but what you can do is to go on social media and let's say for example, you are supporting a particular candidate. Now let's dive a little bit from governance into real politics. Let's say you want to support a particular candidate. You don't have to talk down another candidate, but what you do is to just go on social media and tell us reasons why your candidate is better off other people. So those are the ways you can actually use social media. Because if you go on social media and tell people that, okay, your candidate, like other people's candidate, is this, is that, trying to backlight, it can cause chaos. And there are so many consequences to this. So just go on there and then post the positive views of your own person.
So that's actually why ways can affect a community. That's correct. And then that's the only way, actually, because if you start talking one-on-one, as you just mentioned, it's going to cause a big problem. If I belong to party A and you belong to party B, and coming out to tell everybody, and I gather them and say party A is wrong, I will also revolt and say, what do you mean? So, but if you post in a link, give good reasons why people should belong to party B, leaving party A, then that's a very good way. So then if also have a way of also coming together, see also be reasons that you give, not condemning the other party.
Exactly.
I mean one-on-one too, because sometimes social media will not be enough, but
Definitely.
you can see me the one-on-one, they see you one-on-one.
Definitely.
See maintain the reasons why your party will be the best, will offer more things than party B. Definitely. Not just to criticize them, Definitely. You know, and all that. So that will help. We'll take a break now. Vivid View.
Say and do it.
Welcome back. We are still discussing social media advocacy for youth reform. Victor, what is the relevance of social media in the fight against youth delinquency?
Well, one thing I would want to say about that is this. Naturally, young people, there is this level of apathy that we have, and you know, it is just natural. I say it. I am a youth, and I say
Of
it.
course.
Sometimes, if we don't have someone else to charge
That's
us,
why they brought you to talk to them, because we know you're a youth.
it's my pleasure.
Yeah.
So sometimes if we don't have somebody else to charge us to actually do something, we might not want to do it. And sometimes again, I've observed something that, let's say, for example, we have an object. Let's say the object is object A, and we have a lot of people there, and we say, okay, this object A was brought out from you people, and we want this person, this object, to actually be your leader. Naturally, there is a subconscious part of young people that would want to go against the person for no reason. It is just natural. It is just natural. So one of the things we usually do at the ends of the National Youth Council, as I've mentioned, is sensitization and orientation. So now on social media, we have, as I mentioned first, that we have positive parts and the negative parts. I can tell you for free that there are so many positive parts that can actually work on increasing youth interest in politics and governance. Yes. We have influencers, we have educative platforms, maybe on TikTok, on Instagram, and all of that. So this engagement actually steers up. Sometimes we might have lost hope and we feel like, okay, there are things that are not working in the government and all of that. But then when you actually go on social media, you get the truth about many of these things. I organized a program last year, September. I tagged it Government and the People. We brought people in power, like our government, our leaders, the local government chairman, House of Rep. We brought people of the community. So let them meet, and we call it GAP, G-A-P. So we want it to be bridging the gap, that's government and the people. And one thing we discovered is that a lot of young people came there to come and exercise their franchise. But now, by the time they discovered, they start hearing reasons behind some policies, the principles and the benefits, it changed their mind. And meanwhile, they had different orientation previously before they came there, and their reactions actually show that, okay, it was a positive impact. So the same thing happens on the social media. We have platforms, we have individuals, we have personalities that actually try to push the reasons behind something. Okay, in January, on 16th of January of this year, we had a program called we called it X-Space tax reform. So what we did was just to bring people that have the knowledge of tax reform to come and speak with young people.
Yes.
And funny enough, 2 days, I think 3 days after, we discovered, we didn't go to Abuja, but we discovered that President Tinubu submitted I think a dialogue on tax reform or something to the House, and we were happy. Fine, it might have been something they've been cooking also,
planning to do.
But we can say for a fact that because some of our facilitators there, they said that day, because they had to just rush and everything, that day they were flying out to actually have a meeting, and we were very, very sure that some of the reactions taken from our event then would have been posted. And we also engaged the social media. So, and there's something also called storytelling. Yes, storytelling. Storytelling is just like pushing out every day-to-day activity of your life. It doesn't have to be your privacy, but it relates with things that you just want people to know. Sometimes you see content creators, they talk about things. It's not like maybe there's something itching them to actually say it. There is impact in storytelling. So someone out there needs something from you. There are times
that storytelling, one or two persons must gain something from
definitely.
From that, yeah.
So storytelling doesn't have to be poetry or anything. It can actually be, okay, as I've come here now, I go on social media and I tell people that, okay, I was on Vivid View and I shared this, I got this question and all of that. So from things I say, someone somewhere will actually gain something.
Yes.
I go on social media and I learn a lot.
Yeah.
Recently, I've been doing motion graphics, and I didn't have a particular person to teach me any motion graphics. I've made a few contents on motion graphics. I do so many editing. I do so there are a lot of things you can actually get from social media. So let me just stop here for now, so we don't take the whole day.
Thank you. Now, these questions is coming in three or four parts, and I want you to take them one after the other.
No problem.
That's from me. Like, say, does government, 1, parents, 2, youths, 3, society has role to play in this reformation? This youth reform, yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I usually say this: change begins with me. So, government wants a change. Parents also want a change. Youth, young people, we also want change. The society together, we want change. So now we all have our own roles.
To
just
play,
like,
yes.
Exactly. We all have our own roles. Just like in the Constitution, we have the fundamental human rights. So we have our rights and we have our duties. So there are things that we should do. And if we look into it inwardly, we will see there's something called social contract. Social contract is just like the agreement that you as a person going into power, you have given the people of the community that this is what I want to do for the next 4 years, just like your agenda. So the social contract, we are voting for you because you have said you want to do this. So it's a contract. So the role of the government there is to do what? To fulfill the contract.
Benny.
Agreement is agreement. Just like one of our top politicians, we always say agreement is agreement.
Agreement, yes.
So you have said you want to do this, and that is why we have voted you. So you have to fulfill your own social contract. Now, on the parent side, we have a lot of families that the parents are old and the children, they are not even up to youth age. So these people don't really have minds of their own. So it is the role of the parents to actually teach their own children.
To guide them.
Exactly. On duties to the government. We are all government, but there are some things that are public. There are things that we should maintain well, just like the BRT buses. Fine, we can say, okay, it is the governor that did it, and it is our taxes. We have paid tax, so it is all of us money. Yes. So we have to make sure that when we are in the bus, we don't litter it. So these are things that parents should also do. So this is one of the roles of the parents when it comes to reforms. Now, on the youth, we have a whole lot to do. Statistically, we constitute over 70% of the population.
That's right.
And particularly in Nigeria. Nigeria is a country that has the highest number of youth percentage. So in Nigeria, just like I usually say this, Nigeria is a youth country. And that is why you observe that we strive very, very better in entertainment industry. When it comes to entertainment in the world, Nigeria comes first. And that's for a fact. Nigeria comes first. Because we have youth basically in the entertainment industry. So now...
and talented youth, not just some youth.
Yes, talented youth.
Talented youth.
We have our giants, we have our odogus, we have our idols, the way we call them on the street. So now, we have several roles to play as young people. It is important that we get knowledge. I usually say this.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. And I usually say this, particularly during the NSAS protest.
Yes.
I say, though everybody on the street, we were all comrades. Everybody was carrying placard. But then, there is a slim difference between someone who has knowledge and someone who is just doing it for the trend. I saw something on social media, and I know a lot of us would have seen it too. In one country, people were carrying placards and they were actually agitating for something. So I think media now came to one person and said, okay, what can you say about this program? He was like, which program? And he was carrying a placard. You have to look at the placard and say, okay, let me read the top. He doesn't even know what he was agitating for.
Can you imagine?
So we need to get knowledge. So during those NSAS periods, I usually say something like, don't be a comrade without knowledge. Don't just criticize government. Because young people, we believe social media, we can just go there. And that's why you see And that's why you see there is this guy on social media that usually says something. What does the law say? I know some of us, we know him very well. What does the law say? So that before you go out there and say, okay, I'm your comrade, you have seen this thing, our counselor is he's so bad, and you just push it out, they will just sue you. They will sue you because you don't even know if it is the local government chairman's responsibility to do that. So you need to get knowledge. It is good to criticize, but criticize constructively. So now for the roles of youth, we have a whole lot. But the first one is get knowledge. Know what you want to agitate for. Know what you want to advocate for. So, and for society, I think every parastatal I've mentioned, they all make up the society.
Exactly.
So what I would just say about society is to work in synergy.